My son, do not make light of the Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you, because the Lord is disciplining the one he loves, and he chastens everyone he accepts as his son. Endure hardship as discipline. God is treating you as his children. For what children are not disciplined by their father? If you are not disciplined, and everyone undergoes discipline, then you are not legitimate, not true sons and daughters at all. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respect them for it. How much more should we submit to the Father of spirits and live? Greeting, guys. It is me here with a message of the kingdom of heaven. All right, guys. So we are finishing now with this series. 5 is my new lucky number. So in fact 5 is the new 7. Guys, we usually think that 7 is the lucky number because because of many reasons, but 5 for me is my new lucky number. Is my new 7 actually. But guys, here we are finishing. This is conclusion. We've been speaking so much about trials and temptations, and we've been speaking about the fact that we have to go through so much, and just accept it, consider it joy, which is something I'm still going to have to work on. Guys, considering joy, I can consider it something else, but joy, James, you're killing me, dude. Why did you mention that? Because now, if James said that, it means that James accepted, it's as joy. Those trials, they were flogged, they were killed and everything, and it means they accepted it as joy. And I sit and I look at myself and I'm like, oh damn, what a long way to go. Guys, let me tell you something. And I'm trying, guys. If I finally make it to the kingdom of heaven, I'm telling you, I'll worship James, I'll worship John, I'll worship Peter, I'll worship Paul. Because, guys, this dude, when I think about them, it's like, wow, shame. They really, really, withstood all of that nonsense, all of that pain. They just took it in like my Lord. And the last person I'm going to see is my father. After that, I'm going to my greatest man. Guys, my Lord. Guys, you know what I mean? Guys, sometimes, guys, we've got dreams. I don't know what your dreams, guys. Maybe dreaming of that flashy car and that fancy house. Guess what? I'm dreaming of making it to that place and kneeling in front of my Lord and say thank you. Thank you for getting money. Guys, those words. I'll be like, thank you for getting money, guys. I always thank him every day, and whenever I speak to him, because, guys, I don't know how to pray. Let me just be honest with you. It's an embarrassment, but it's true. I don't know how to pray. I just sit down and talk to them like I'm speaking to you, and then after that I'm done. So I don't know how to pray. So every time when I speak to them, I like, my Lord, the Getsemani event, the Getsemani saga. Guys, that's just get to me. So when I get there, I'm going to go to Peter, I'm going to Paul, I'm going to my James, I'm going to my John, and I'm going to my David, and I'm going to my prostitute Solomon there. Then after, and I'll be like, where is my Lord? I want my Lord. You know what I mean? Then later, guys, after hours, then I go to Daddy. Guys, that's my dream, guys. If you want to know my dream, that's my dream. You might be dreaming of that fancy house and that flashy car. I'm dreaming about making it to that kingdom. But guys, here we're not speaking about that. We're still speaking about James. He's saying that we should consider it pure joy. But because we are concluding, guys, this conclusion, so I decided to use a different scripture. But it's one, guys, it's more or less the same thing. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking about my nephew. Guys, most of the time I speak of my nephew, and I make examples of him. He doesn't know, guys. When he's old, he will listen to these shows and be like, damn, my aunt was busy speaking about me, Not really, but, when you make examples, sometimes we have to use, our day-to-day, our real life, day to day, whatever, to make examples. So most of the time, I use him to make example because he's still young, still very innocent. I just wish that he remained that age and remained this innocent. You know what I mean? But he's actually my late sister's only son, and I've got many nieces and nephews, and I love all of them. Love all of them, guys. When they come to visit, when I see them, I give them my love. But this nephew actually received so much love from me and so much discipline from me because I lived with him all his life. I used to live with my sister, before she passed, and she took very good care of me. In fact, my sister was like my mom because my mom was absent, not very much around in our lives, so my sister took very good care of me. And when she passed, to me, it was like, well, the only way I can repay her is by making sure that my nephew is fine. So while I love all of my nephews and nieces, he is the one who actually received all my discipline and all my love. And it's most of the time I tell him, I said to him, you are going to have to get saved at the age of 18. And I know most of you will be wondering, why do I usually mention number 18? It's because, guys, at that time they are out of our hands, you understand. And I don't know if, according to Jesus, 18 is the age where they are cognizant of things, where they understand. I don't know if the brain is still growing, developing at the time, guys. I'm not a neurologist, so I wouldn't know, but I know that at 18 they are still innocent. They still don't know. They are prompted by the flesh, guys. I mean, you've been a kid, you've been a teenager, so you've been there. So I don't know whether 25 is a better age. I wish that they were released from parents' hands at the age of 25. I really, guys, if there's one thing I could change about the earth, is that these ones can be released, out of parents' hands at the age of 25, because at that time, at least their brains are better, and they've experienced things. But at 18, guys, I see it, So I usually say that at 18 he should get saved, and it'll be like, why at that age? Why not now? I mean, guys, he can't get saved right now. In fact, we speak about such things and he believes, even though he has never said it, he believes. And I'm pretty sure that according to Jesus, he's a believer. But he's still young. He doesn't even know what the heck I'm talking about most of the time, But, he cooperates and he listens and all. But he doesn't know what the heck I'm talking about, But I know that at age 18, he will be understanding what I'm talking about, And at this time, should anything happen to him, God forbid, no, nothing is going to happen to him. But if anything happens to him, he will never see hell. Why? He's still innocent. Jesus judges based on knowledge. He doesn't know what is going on, what is doing, you know what I mean? So I explained to him that what happened, in guys, in the beginning, with Adam, and and then, guys, it's like, are you telling me that we all like Satan? Yeah, we all like Satan. It's not only you, I had to get saved in order to get rid of that seed, to get rid of the fallen nature, and to get rid of Satan's seed. You understand? Then after that, the sins that I will commit, they will come from me. But the ones that you commit before you get saved, they are the sins that were created by Adam, and you inherited them. Then after you get saved, you get rid of those. So getting saved is actually getting rid of such sins, and then after that you start your own. So Jesus at that time will start dealing with you, forgiving those sins because they are committed in ignorance, until he is cognizant, until he is sure that now you understand, but you're doing those things on purpose, meaning you are deciding to disobey him. Then that's when Jesus will not forgive you. You understand? So I'm trying to make him understand such things because I want him to have the right knowledge. I don't want him to just rely on pastors' messages, because pastors, they look at the fact that, oh, well, people don't like this message, so we're not going to preach it. Oh, people love it. So, so I don't want a person who's going to be trying to please him. There's no need to do that. Just tell him the truth. Sometimes we often say, you mean, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be mean because I'm not your friend, especially when we're doing homework, in the evenings. Like, you mean, you're forcing me to do homework. I'm tired. I don't know how to do homework every day, So I'm mean at that time. And then sometimes it's like, you are very nice sometimes. I'm like, yeah, it's because I love you. You know what I mean? But guys, it's things like that I explain to him. I try to make him understand such things. I try to make him understand salvation, and I hope, when he's at a better stage, he can listen to these shows and get the truth. Does make decisions, does make decisions, by himself. I don't want him to be influenced by pastors' messages. At least if he decides to go there, he would have heard the truth from me, because I want to preach exactly what Jesus preached. It's hard, guys. Jesus' preachings, guys, are hard, but at the end of the day, you need to choose. So I usually spend a lot of time with my nephew. A lot of time, most of the time people ask me, why don't you have children? Because you're good with children. Guys, there are weird people here on earth, and I'm one of them. If you are weird like me, to me, it's like, what's the point of having your own child when you can adopt? Guys, what I mean? Because an adopted child receives the same love as the one who's giving birth. Because when you're adopting someone, you are choosing, it's exactly the same thing. You understand? So for some people, it's like, well, I don't see the point. There are so many children, in fact, so many homeless children, instead of giving birth, pick one. You know what I mean? And my sister gave birth to one for me. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, guys, I try to explain things. So most of the time I mention him, in this podcast. Don't be offended. I don't like to talk about myself, but when I make examples, I tend to use him. But here, because he also wants to find out a lot of things, about what happened in the beginning, because you find scriptures, where you like, so are we God's children? How? Explain, and everything. And I try to explain that, you see, we all came from Adam, who came from Jesus, who came from God. So at the end, we came from God, you understand? Because we came from Adam, who came from Jesus, who came from God, but we were disconnected. So we have to go back. So we need the blood of Jesus in order to go back to the Father, because we can't get to the Father except through Jesus. So he understands all of that, So he's like, so God is adopting us. I'm like, yeah, you can actually take it like that, but originally we came from God, you understand? But because we died spiritually, then it's as if spiritually originally we came from Satan, because we disconnected from Jesus. So it's as if we came from Satan, then God is adopting us by the blood. But what is actually happening is that he's getting back. We are being reconciled back to him, because originally we came from Jesus, who came from him. You understand? So it is important to accept his commands. It's important to accept discipline from him, because that's what we are reading. He says, my son, do not make light of Lord's discipline, and do not lose heart when he rebukes you, because the Lord disciplines the one he loves, and he chastens everyone he accepts as sons. And your hardship as discipline, God is treating you as his children. For what children are not disciplined by their father. If you are not disciplined and everyone undergoes discipline, then you are not legitimate, not true sons and daughters. You understand? Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them for it. How much more should we submit to the Father of spirit and live? You understand? So he is our original, our real father, but it's Adam we were put into, and it's Adam who dispersed us. You understand? So in other words, guys, it means your father could be my father physically, but guess what? It's my father who gave birth to me physically. You understand what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's like we all came from Adam. It's as if like Adam is our, immediate father. You understand? But Adam gave birth to each of those people who gave birth to these people, and you understand. So at the end of the day, we respected them, but how much more, guys, if we respect the one, if we submit to our real father, so he disciplines us. He wants us to accept all these painful things, challenges. You understand why? He's our father. So accept it with joy, just like they did, David, Paul, Solomon, James, our Lord, they all accepted pain and they took it. You take it in as well. So guys, we are concluding. Guys, we're done. We finish. So you accept pain. You accept it with joy. You'll be better than me, because I have not started accepting it with joy. I'm going to have to, you know what I mean? But you're going to accept trial. You're going to have to accept trial, with joy, like James, John, and Peter. Because he's our father. He must discipline us, and he gets the character that he wants. Thank you, guys. I hope you understood. You enjoyed this. Thank you.